Hello everybody. So this is going to be my first video using this overhead camera situation, and not only that, this is my first video on YouTube, period. So what I'm gonna do is prep myself for cash stuffing today. I have my binder off to the side. I have my categories and how much are going to go in. So I get paid on Thursdays, every other Thursday. So normally I would do this on Wednesday because I generally know how much each paycheck is going to be. So I can prep on Wednesday, but I just didn't this week. So we're going to do Thursday. And just excuse me if my camera gets a little wobbly. I haven't quite mastered this particular setup yet, but we'll get there. So let me go ahead and get started here. So I use this binder from Taylor Budgets. The binder, the inserts, all of this are from her shop. So it's actually a annual budget planner, but I only keep about 3 months in here at a time. And what's great is that there is a quarterly tracking system, so that's really nice to have the 3 months in here. So I'm actually going to pop this out just because it's a little easier for me to write on. And I'll fill in the dates later, but what I do is budget for the 2 weeks until I get another paycheck. So I don't know, today's what, the 17th, 18th? I think it's the 17th. No, it's the 18th. So today's the 18th. So this will last me for another 2 weeks into like the first paycheck in May, which I believe would be on May 2nd. So that would be the dates that I would normally put up here, but I am going to double check to make sure before I write it in. So as far as income goes, my only income is my paycheck. And this month was actually $3,114, or I should say this week's. Normally, the first paycheck of the month is somewhere around 31.39ish, and then the second one is somewhere around 31.13, or I guess for this month 31.14. I don't have any other income. Typically, last month I had gotten like my security deposit from my previous apartment that I just put into the income category, even though I essentially used it for dentist bills. For the next month or so, or maybe a couple months, and for the past couple weeks, I've been going to the dentist what feels like every week, and probably is every week. I'm actually going today as well, because I have to get some root canals, and that's just life sometimes. I haven't had this major of a dental visit in many years. So, I guess it's just time. So I'm going to, for my bills section, I'm actually going to put a couple things that aren't necessarily bills, but are things that need to be paid, that aren't necessarily a daily spend or a debt or sinking fund. They need to be paid. So first is my rent, and that is $960. And I do split up my rent into 2 parts. So my husband and I, we it's not an equal split, but I guess it is. It's whatever our pay is, like our individual salaries are, we do like the percentage of how much in rent we pay. So it's not just like an even split. It's based on how much we each make. And then I split my half into 2. So the first paycheck, we have a joint account for these things. So the first paycheck, I'll deposit half of my half, if that makes sense. And then the second paycheck, I'll deposit the other half of the half. It makes it a little easier for me so that it's not all coming out of one paycheck. And it makes me feel like I'm just better at managing my budget and spend that way when I'm not taking a huge chunk of it out for one thing. So that's how I do that. The other thing that I have is tithe, and I'll do $3.11 for that. And usually I will round things out, like it's typically 10%. For the purpose of the budget breakdown, I'll put like 10% of 3114, which is $3.11. Even though it should be a little more than that, there is usually some tithe buffer of sorts. So I'll just put in, I probably will end up putting in like 315 or something like that. May not be exactly 311, but for the purpose of my budget breakdown, it's 311. The next thing I'm going to do is dental. So like I mentioned, I've been going to the dentist a lot recently, and my dentist is out of network, and I know that if I went in network, I probably wouldn't have to be paying as much or anything, but I truly love my dentist, and I don't like going to the dentist at all. And I am so comfortable both with the dentist and the endodontist. I'm comfortable with both of them. And at this point, I'm like, I would rather have what is comfortable for me, especially in a circumstance where normally I would absolutely not be comfortable. So, and as many times as I've gone to the dentist, it is what it is, I guess, but I love my dentist. I actually look forward to seeing them, which I can't really say is a common occurrence for individuals and having to go to the dentist or a doctor or anything like that. So I'm very grateful that I have the dentist and endodontist that I have. Anyways, so that I'm budgeting $800 out of this paycheck. I know my visit today is going to be 200-ish, and then my visit for my actual dentist is going to be around 600-ish, because she'll be doing a lot. It's more than just like a regular dental visit. It's a lot of work that's going to be done, so kind of just preparing myself for that. Transportation, I'm actually going to do 300. So that's usually for my my commuter pass and then like parking and stuff. I have to do that like basically out of every paycheck. I end up having to purchase a new pass, but that is what it is. And then the next thing I have is Peacock, and this is on automatic payment, so that happens when it happens. I don't have my calendar. Actually, I do have my calendar. I know exactly what date that it normally comes out. It comes out on the 21st, so today is the 18th payday. This Peacock and our renter's insurance comes out the same day. And I basically just cover our renter's insurance. It's like $12 a month. It's $12 a month. So that is our renter's insurance. And then our utility bill. Now, we split this evenly. And our utility bill this month is higher than any utility bill I've ever had a day in my life. And I know that we are in a much larger space. We both went from 1 2-bedroom apartments to a townhome. That is like way more square footage than we've ever had to deal with. So the utilities are a little high, and I think that it's really just the air conditioning. It's either the air conditioning or the fan is just always on. And I have tried to like bump up the temperature so that it doesn't turn on as frequently, but like the fan still turns on. Either way. So this is my half of the utility bill. Next month's bill is already not looking too great because we can see the usage. And I think the last time we checked, it was like 200 or something kilowatts, and we still had 17 days left in the billing cycle. So that's probably going to be a little, yeah. So that's going to be that. So that's really all of it for my my bill category. And because I do need to head out to go to the dentist, I'm just going to calculate this out real quick and then come back and do the rest of it. So that's 960 plus 311 plus 800 up here, plus 300 plus 7 plus 12 plus 89. So that total comes out to $2,479. And so that will leave 314 minus 2479. So that leaves me with $635 left for the other categories. So I'm gonna run to the dentist, and when I come back, we'll just finish up the rest of this chart. So before I left, I did the bills section. So now I'm gonna do the daily spending categories. And typically I have more categories than fit in this box. I think today might be enough. So, and these are spending categories that I have in my cash wallet. So I've got gas, shopping, dining, outside, which really is just activities, but the place that I bought the envelopes from only could use a certain number of characters, so I just switched it to outside instead of activities. I'll move this for a second. Outside, work, other, dates, snacks, and beauty. So I guess I do have enough spots this week. For gas, I'm budgeting $50. I don't go very far usually. I work from home 3 days out of the week, so I don't really have to go far, and even I'd use the commuter rail, so I drive to the train station, which isn't that far. So really $50. Shopping, $50. This is just like personal shopping. If I see like a top or something that I really like and want to pick up, that's usually what I use that for. We've had a bunch of like pop-up markets on the weekends lately, so sometimes there'll be vendors that have like cute things and I'll want to pick something up. For dining, I'm just gonna do $50. I really don't dine out anywhere that is not already accounted for, either between my husband and I with our date budgets or otherwise. You'll see I have a work line item, and that's for when I buy lunch at work. Again, I'm only in the office 2 days a week, so if I do decide to buy lunch one day, it's usually pre-planned. $30 can last me typically 2 lunches, just depending on what I get, but typically 2 lunches. So for outside activities, I'm just doing $30. For work lunch, $30. Other, budgeted $50. Dates, $75. Normally I would put $100 in this category, but I won't have to because we won't have like time over the next couple of weeks to do dates. We'll probably end up doing like 1 or 2 over the next couple of weeks. We're just like both have really busy schedules, so bumped that down a little bit for the next couple of weeks. Snacks, $20. I usually use this for like coffee, boba tea sometimes, like things like that. If I want like a, I don't know, like a cinnamon roll, I use this butter for that. And then beauty, I'll just do $30 because I know I'm running out of my moisturizer, my face moisturizer. So I'll go back and get some and still have a little left over. I don't recall it being a full $30. But it's the La Roche-Posay one, and I don't really mix up what I use. I use the same stuff because my face can get very sensitive, so I usually try to stick to the same stuff. But anyways, we'll just calculate this. Plus 50. So that total comes out to $385. So from the remaining $635 that I had, I'll subtract $385. So I should have $250 left for the remaining categories. As far as debts go, I don't really put anything in this space. Again, when my credit card bill is due, I will just pay that under the bills section, and if there's extra debt, I usually have a sinking fund for that. If there's extra funds that I can use to do extra debt, to put towards extra debt, but otherwise I really don't utilize this category for right now. As far as sinking funds, I've got a lot of sinking funds that I'm going to put money in. A lot of them I haven't put anything in yet, so they're going to get like very small amounts. I'm talking like $10. I think one of them is getting $4. It's just how it is this month because of all the dental stuff that I've had to do and that I will have to do. Sinking funds aren't going to be getting a whole lot, but do what I can. I'll actually pop this back in. So for sinking funds, I've got one for travel, which I will be putting $30 in. I've got one for vacation, and you might ask why these are separate. I don't really know, they just are. If I have to combine them, I will, but they're separate for now. Honeymoon, we have been married a little over a year and have not gone on our honeymoon yet. So we're saving for that. A pet, I would like to get a dog. So I could just put some money towards that. For my husband's birthday, his birthday is in January, but I do want to put little by little towards his birthday. I don't know what we're going to do, what he wants to do. New phone. It's also this category that I started. So my old phone just stopped working. It, like, nothing happened. I didn't do anything to it. It just stopped working. So I decided to use the phone insurance that I pay for every month, and I essentially paid like $100, and they sent me a new phone. I thought they were going to send me the same exact one I had, but they sent me the newest version. So I had the Galaxy Note. They don't make Notes anymore. So they sent me, I think it's the S24, and it still has the pen and everything. It's a lot bigger, but that's fine. I'd pay $100 for it, but I do want to get a different phone. I don't want this one that I have. So I've just been saving towards that. Month ahead, this is just so we can get to a point where we are at least a month ahead on our bills. Again, that's a slow burn save. And then medical and dental, I'll put $10 in there. Household, I don't particularly know what I'm going to use this for. And at some point I will probably rearrange and condense categories, but for now I'm leaving these as is. Home maintenance, we rent, but just in case there's things that we need to get for the home, light bulbs, I guess, things like that. If something happens like with our renter's insurance and we need to actually utilize that, like something happens in here and we need to meet the deductible, it can go towards that. It can be saved for when we do buy a house. Either way, it will have some use somewhere at some point. Girls trips, so you know, we want to get the trips out the group chat, so that's what this category is for. Future home, we do plan to buy a home at some point. We don't know where or when. Furnishings, we would like to get a new bed, a new couch, lots of things. So just again, one of those slow burn saves. A frame TV, I've been wanting a frame TV since they came out, but it is not an absolute need. So I've just set up this small fund for, you know, again, if we get to it, we get to it. If not, the money can be used elsewhere. The extra debt, so this is what I was talking about, where I'll set aside some money, and then once it gets to a certain point, I will just put that towards the credit card. Our anniversary, and this is for basically next year. Don't know what we'll do, but just want to start saving for that. Beauty, I don't know what I'll use this for. I do have a separate beauty budget, and usually when this category is done, or if there's anything left over, it gets dumped into some savings challenge, sinking fund, something somewhere. I don't know what precisely I will use this for, but I have it. The holiday binder, I do have a separate binder with only holiday related things, like all holidays. So usually when I set this breakdown up, I will just put holiday binder generically and split it into whatever category I want that's in the holiday binder. And then for clothing and shoes, I don't know what I will use this for again. You know, eventually if there's something I'm like, oh, I really want that. I really want to invest in high quality clothing that will last me a while, and those tend to be a little more pricey, so this is something that I can use that for. Maybe over Black Friday when there's a lot of like sales and things, I'll be able to just pull from this to get pieces that I see that I like, and I'm gonna just put $5 into there. This is again one of those slow burn categories. I'm not in any urgent rush to get any of these things. I have clothes to wear so for now it's fine. So I'm just gonna tally all of these up. Actually, I'm gonna tally all of these up. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tally all of these up and plug them into my handy calculator. And I know that this is like, this should be like 150, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50, 95 plus 150, and then plus 5 gets us to 250. So there's no children here, so we'll put 250, and then the remaining is 0. So that means that I have completed my zero-based budget. Every dollar has a job, and yeah, that's kind of that. So I actually, since I went to the dentist this morning, I did have to pay. So I know that I did. Today is the 18th, and I paid $187, so that I know that my dental budget is now 800 minus 187, now has 613 remaining. Okay, so I've gotten everything set up here. Now it's time to do the denomination setup, and I normally don't do, I don't pull cash for the bills because these, except for maybe dental, they're all paid online. I'm sure I could, if I wanted to, pay my dentist in cash, but I don't. I just use my card. And yeah, this is the only section where I don't pull cash, but for my daily spend categories, more often than not, and my sinking funds, more often than not, I will pull cash out. So we are going to need $635 total. So I'll put that total down here. I'll start with the daily spend category. So gas, shopping, dining, outside, work, other, dates, snacks, and beauty. And there may be other better ways to do this, but this is, it works for me, so I hold on to that. So the amount for gas is 50, and usually I will do 2 20s and a 10. For shopping, same thing. I do 2 20s and a 10. For dining, usually depending on how much I put in dining will depend on what I do with it. I will do 2 20s and a 10. You're going to see a lot of 10s this go around. For outside, I will do 120 and 110. For work lunch, I usually do a 20 and a 10. For other, I usually do 2 20s and a 10. For dates, I can do a 50, a 20, and a 5. For snacks, I usually will do 2 10s. And then for beauty, I can do a 20 and a 10. Beauty also changes. Sometimes I'll do $50. I don't think I've ever really done more than $50. It just depends on when my stuff is about to run out. That really determines how much I put in there at any given moment. So I'll do the sinking funds, and I have them all on a separate page, so I'm just going to write them. I don't have to keep flipping back and forth. But we've got travel, vacation. Actually, I'll write these as I go. So travel, we had $30. I can do a 20 and a 10. Vacation had $25, so I'm going to do a 20 and a 5. Honeymoon. And for all of these, I'm actually just going to write them out first. Oh, not for this one. Honeymoon was 40, so I can do 2 20s. And then pet was 10. I'm just going to do one $10 bill. For the rest of these, I can fast forward through these because they were all pretty much $10 almost to the end. So okay. So now that I've got all of these things together, we will just calculate how many of each that I need. So for the hundreds, I don't need any $100 bills. For 50, I just need one valued at $50. For the 20s, I will need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 20s. And should I know that math? Sure. Do I? No. So the bill value is $320. For the 10s, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I need 25 10s. That's at $250. And then I need 3 5s valued at $15. And normally I would need ones. Today, don't need any. I can pop this back into my binder. And I don't have like a fancy thing to take. I literally always just use, I have this notebook that I've had probably forever. And I usually just like fold a piece off of it. Just like this. And then I rip it and just write what I need. So the total is $635, and just depending, sometimes I do quantity, denomination, and it just depends. So today I'll do denomination and then quantity. And so I basically take what I have here and just write it in here. So for 50, I just need one. For the 20, I need 16. For the 10, I need 25. And for the 5, I need 3. So that should all total up $635 because we calculated it here, wrote it here, it's everywhere. So this is what I will take with me to the bank. And I have a little bank pouch, so I don't usually take their paper envelopes. I don't need them. So this is what I will give the teller. They are very, very, grateful is not the word. I'm sure they are grateful to some extent, but they seem to be very pleased when I give them this because it makes their lives a lot easier. And I know that like this whole like cash stuffing and task budgeting in general can be a very tedious process. I enjoy it a lot, and it really helps me to stay on track. I have used it before. I have done the Dave Ramsey envelopes way back in the day. I say way back in the day. It was maybe like 2017-ish, so it really wasn't that long ago. But somewhere 2016, 2017, I was using them, and it just, I don't think I was using them the way that I needed to use them. Ever since, I just like use my card, hardly have cash, just swipe, 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 and figure it out later. I've always had a budget, but sticking to it has been a lot more difficult. I've noticed it was a lot more difficult than sticking to like this budget is. Like having the cash, not carrying around all of these cards with me. Definitely, I had kept my credit card not in my wallet that I take all the time for a while. I just like took it out because I was like, I need to stop using it. I have it back in my wallet, and I have been a lot more responsible with it having it in my wallet. So like if I use it for something, it is getting paid back immediately. Excuse me, I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach, but I'm a little hungry. But I have just found that it is way better for me personally to do this method. It is absolutely not for everybody. You don't need to get all the fancy things to do it. I will show you all my sinking funds are in these paper envelopes. I had gotten this box from Five Below. It was actually for like clay or something, and I'm just gonna put this aside, and you'll see it later because I will probably record that. But like this, they're just paper envelopes. Got a whole box of them from the dollar store, and this marker is actually from the Christina Loves Planning, or Christina Planning. I thought it was Christina Loves Planning. Anyways, Christina Planning, her savings challenge box, which there's some savings challenges in here that go alongside some of the sinking funds. But I just use this marker and mark off for the sinking funds challenges when I have them. But this box I got for $5 from Five Below. It actually had like these to make clay sculpture things, and I didn't want that. I literally just wanted the box. You could probably find some at Dollar Tree. They weren't anywhere in my Dollar Trees. Since I've moved, I found a much bougier Dollar Tree, or $1.25 tree now. Probably could have found these boxes in there for $1.25, but I did what I could. And I even like things like this, like my markers that I have, my highlighters. I had gotten a Barnes & Noble gift card, and although these were like super expensive at Barnes & Noble, I'm pretty sure they're way cheaper on Amazon. I had a gift card, so I used the gift card and got these things and didn't really have to pay for it. So when I first restarted my journey into cash budgeting and cash stuffing, I literally had used some envelopes that we had left over from when we were sending out our wedding invitations, and I wrote on those, and they were kind of big. They were not the size of a normal, of these envelopes. They were very oddly sized, but they fit perfectly into the purse that I normally carry. So I just stuck the envelopes straight in there, and that's what I would walk around with. At some point, I set money aside specifically to get like my cash wallet and cash envelopes and my budget binder, etc. And so I actually have a sinking fund still for stationery, and it's really just like the cash budgeting stuff. If I see something cute that I like, and I have the money in the sinking fund for it, I'll get it. But otherwise, sticking to what I got. All right, everybody. So we are ready to count the cash. Okay, everybody, so we are ready to count the cash that I have. Before I do that, I'm just going to turn to the page in my budget binder. So this is what I'll be stuffing everything with, so I'm just going to keep this off to the side so that I know where all the money's going to go. And I have so this is the pouch that I use when I go to the bank. I don't bother getting their paper envelopes because I'm just going to throw it away, and I have my own envelope, so I just usually put all the money in there. And then I have a cash wallet. This I got from Taylor Budgets, along with this money tray, cash tray. And then this pouch, I believe I got this also from Christina Loves Planning. And I think when I looked at the, and then I just had this random envelope because I deposited the extra debt that I had and put it towards my credit card. So I just had this envelope in my purse, which needs to go back in my sinking funds box, but I'll put that off to the side for now. Yeah, I think when I was looking at the marker yesterday from Christina Loves Planning, I said Christina Planning, but the heart is there, so it's Christina Loves Planning. Anyways, here is the cash that I got from the bank, and here is my little paper that I had brought with me. So I'm just gonna count and make sure everything is as it should be. So there was gonna be 150. Oops. And there should be 16 20s, totaling 320. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 200. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 320. So there should be $320 in 20s. And then there should be 25 10s totaling 250, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and that's 250, and then 3 5s totaling $15, 5, 10, and 15. So we've got all of that cash counted. I'm going to put this little paper to the side here and put my envelope over there. So we'll start with my cash wallet, and we have first for gas, and I'm actually going to make sure that I have my highlighter and my pen. So I have these little spending trackers behind each envelope, so it makes it a lot easier for me to track how much money is left in each, just so I'm not like having to guess. So for gas, this is the first envelope for gas. I actually had stuffed last time $50 and didn't use any of it. I don't go very far, so I really don't have to use that much, but you know, on the off chance that I do have to go far, I usually do all the driving on the weekends, because my husband drives out a decent amount of his gas, so on the weekends I usually drive. So today is the 19th, and technically I should have done this yesterday, but I only went to the bank yesterday, didn't actually do any of the cash stuffing yesterday. But anyways, so I'll just put cash stuffing, and $50 will be going into the gas envelope, and I did 2 20s and a 10, 2, 4, and 50. The next category I have in here is shopping. I usually just do this highlight. I have so many of these spending trackers, I'm not worried about running out, so I usually just do a highlight between each cash stuffing, just to designate that it's a new, it's just easier to see when I'm doing this cash stuffing. So for shopping is getting $50. And for shopping, I also did 2 20s and a 10. That's 2, 4, and 50. All right, so dining out is the next category. And I had $5 left over last time, and I had put this towards a denomination savings challenge. I'm currently doing 5s. The last one I did was $1. This one's 5. I think the next one's 10, and I think there might be a $20 one. So I'm kind of just working through, and we'll keep rotating those challenges. But this is $4.19, and this part does get very repetitive because I'm just writing everything in. Same process. But dining also has $50. And really this category is like if I'm dining either by myself outside of the context of work, and if I decide to get lunch or something Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday when I work from home, or if I go out with friends or something like that is what I use this budget for. But again, because they're going to be so busy the next couple weeks, I know that like $50 is probably more than enough because I doubt that I will be going and dining out anywhere. So that's 2 for $50. That goes in the dining budget. And the next category is outside, and you can see I went way over the last, I guess, pay period you want to call it. Outside of just having like activities, we also went to this artesian market, and I have gotten a couple things from there. Should that have come out of shopping? Maybe, but it was literally outside, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna use this for. So the outside budget is getting $30. And again, normally, because I know I get paid on Thursdays, normally I would have already like prepped this stuff on Wednesday, but I just didn't. So we're gonna do a 20 and a 10 for outside, 20, 30. But yeah, I just didn't prep anything this week, so it happens sometimes. The next category is work. And work is getting also $30. And like I said, this category, $30, usually is enough to get me 2 lunches with maybe some left over. I'm going to do a 20 and a 10 for this category, 20, 30. It depends on where I go for lunch as to kind of how long it lasts. Sometimes I'll go to Cava. Cava's kind of pricey, but you know, that's one lunch. I guess at the end of the day, so is everything else. And if I try to go healthier, like it's a little more. But the thing about Cava that's really good is that like I eat a lot, but Cava can actually last me like 2 meals maybe, if I play it right. So sometimes I can get two for one out of Cava. The next category is other, and this is literally just for anything else. And I'm actually, because this spending tracker, once I highlight it, it will only have 1 spot left. I'm actually going to grab a new one. And these spending trackers I also got from Taylor Budgets. But like when I tell you there are so many that came in this package, I will not want for spending tracker sheets for a very long time. So I'm just gonna do $4.19 cash stuffing, and this other category is getting $50. And I often use this category because it'll just be like random things, random reasons that I need to use this category. More often than not, it's like, I mean, I can even show you, like, Five Below, Marshalls, Walgreens, Best Buy, donations. I may just pull from it, but it also is helpful if I have, like, say I needed, like, some extra dollars in the dining category. I could pull it from other to make up for the overage, so that is kind of helpful as a little buffer. So other is getting $50, and I did two 20s and a 10, 2 for $50. That's the other category. And then for dates is getting $75. Normally this category gets 100. Sometimes I'm able to keep to it, sometimes I'm not. Last pay cycle, I had $1 left, so it just depends. And I've considered just upping it, but I don't really want to do that because we can do perfectly fine staying within that $100 budget. So $75. And I did a 50, 20, and 10. So that's 50. Oops, no, I did a 15, 20, and 5. So it's 50, 70, 75. And then for snacks is next category. And I really do like having this little snack budget because there would be random times where I would just go stop and get like a milkshake or a milkshake, excuse me, or a lemonade or a boba tea or a coffee. And I'd pull it out of my dining budget and I'm like, really? I'm just gonna make a separate category for this. And it helps me limit how often I do that. So knowing that I have this budget, but like if I had like stuck to my dining budget, I may buy a boba tea or a coffee or something literally every day of the week because that budget is much larger, and then have like nothing left to actually eat out with people. So I have the separate category for that. But snacks gets $20. It usually gets $20. $20 is more than enough. I often have something left over out of this category, so for snacks, I did 2 10s, 10, 20. And then for beauty, as the next category, this is the last category in my envelope. And then beauty is the last category in my envelope. Beauty is going to get Beauty is getting $30. And like I said, this category tends to vary often. And that's just because if I know that I'm running out of stuff, like last pay period, I think I did $50 because I knew I was running out of conditioner, and some other hair products. So I had budgeted for that. This pay period, I know I'm gonna run out of face moisturizer, so I'm putting only $30 because I'm pretty sure the face moisturizer isn't more than $30. And otherwise for beauty, like I don't wear makeup or anything like that, so I don't really have to restock that stuff. It's really just like face moisturizer, face wash, lotion, stuff like that. So for beauty, I did a 20 and a 10, and that's $30. And that's all my categories for my wallet here. So this is good to go. Make sure I don't have anything in the pockets, and there's no change. Okay. So typically what I do is, like any change, I have a separate little container up here that I put change in, coin change that is, and then I don't really do weekly check-ins to see how much is left in here. I used to when I first was doing cash budgeting. I would like reset everything in the middle of like the week, or like after a week or something, and like reallocate funds where I thought they needed to go. I don't really do that anymore. I just leave everything as is where it is. So I don't really do much of a check-in, but if I do start to do weekly check-ins, I may not post them in full-length video. I may just put them in reels on my Instagram or something and go at it that way. But for those of you who do weekly check-ins, let me know in the comments if you like how it helps you, and kind of what your process is for that. I would love to know. Maybe I was not doing my check-ins in a way that was helpful. I don't know, so let me know. So the next thing we are going to stuff is the sinking funds. I'm just gonna put this over here. And like I said, my sinking funds are in this box. So this box, yep, a plastic box. Very simple, very plain. I keep track of how much money is in here on a separate digital spreadsheet, which I will fill out later because I have all of the categories and everything written down in my binder. I can just take it from that and add what I need to add. I have this extra debt envelope. I'm gonna put it back where it was, and like this is categorized alphabetically. So and these are just like regular paper envelopes that I got from the dollar store. I think I mentioned this a bit earlier, but if I didn't, that's how I do my sinking funds. And yeah, so our first one is, and unfortunately the way that it is written in my setup is not alphabetized, so we're just gonna look around and find what we need to find. So the first category is travel, and again, I have no idea. You'll see I have a travel and vacation. I'll be stuffing both of them, and I have no idea what to put in, like what the difference is going to be for both of these. But and then, so I have highlights here. They're supposed to designate like low priority, high priority, and things that could wait. I don't really pay attention to this anymore because I was waiting until after we were settled in from our move to start some of these categories. As far as the low priority, high priority, none of them in particular, maybe except for the emergency funds, are really that high of a priority. They're all just about the same. Maybe some less than others, but I don't even particularly pay attention to these highlights that much anymore. So for travel's getting $30. I did a 20 and a 10 for 20, 30. And I don't actually have to fold these. So this is 50, 70, 90, 100. in travel in total right now. And these are just for like what is in the envelopes. At certain points, I will take this out and deposit it, and maybe just put in placeholders, or maybe not. The next category is vacation. Right behind it, vacation is getting a 20 and a 5 for $25. And vacation right now should also have $100, so 50, 70, 90, 95, 100. So now both travel and vacation have $100, which is pretty cool considering not long ago they had $0. The next category I have is honeymoon. Here is honeymoon. Honeymoon is getting $40, 20, 40. Those are my last 20s. And I honestly don't know how much is in here right now. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. So there's $150 in honeymoon. And I don't know quite what I'll use this for. This might just become like a shopping thing while we're on our honeymoon. And this is a delayed honeymoon, so we've been married for over a year. And we'd had a destination wedding, so technically, like, we had a honeymoon, but this is like our actual honeymoon. The next category is pet, and all of these categories now, most of them up until the end, are all getting $10. Some of these have nothing in it so far, so this will be the first time that they're even getting funding. So here is pet. So pet, this highlight that's on here was originally for like post moving is when I would start stuffing these. But again, now that we are post moved, it, you know, it is. So pet is getting $10 and going right back in the bucket. And then for my husband's birthday, is getting $10. The new phone, is also getting $10. The month ahead category, or fund I should say, is getting $10. And again, this is the first time for most of these categories, so $10 for that. Medical and dental. So I've used this category fairly often, especially recently. So there's nothing in there right now, but it will be getting $10. Household, and this is another one of those categories, like I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I may not even have it for very long. I may combine it with something else. I may realize I don't actually need it, which is perfectly fine. The great thing about using these paper envelopes is that they were very cheap, and I still have more. And yeah. And that's kind of why I don't want to do like the nice fancy envelopes until I'm absolutely sure of my categories, because I did not start sinking funds until maybe the beginning of this year. So I don't know what I'm really going to need. So maybe after the year I'll reassess. But for household, I'll be putting in $10. And it's like these sinking funds can vary, like depending on what stage of life that I'm in. I have a home maintenance category, for example, which I'm stuffing with $10. But the home maintenance category, I really don't have much home maintenance right now. So maybe this category just gets saved and rolled over eventually into a home maintenance category for when we do have a home, and I will need that fund. But $10 for home maintenance. And then girls trip has nothing in it, so I guess I'm not going anywhere. But $10 to the girls trips. And this is just for literally when someone's like, hey, let's go. Are we ready? The future home, and this is probably something that will get amped up later on in the year, because we don't necessarily know whether we want to continue renting, although we just moved in here. We don't know that we are going to stay. $10 into future home. So at some point I will be ramping this up with more than like $10 funds, just to make sure we build up that down payment more. Furnishings. And this, we're like investing in our furniture. So like the furniture we buy now is furniture that we plan to keep for a very, very, very long time. There's nothing currently in furnishings. We just bought a dining table that fits a lot more people. I have a bar height dining table, or I had a bar height dining table, which we actually still have. But the next category is going to be frame TV. But one, it only seats 4, and I only have 2 chairs for it, so it doesn't really do well if we decide to have people over, if both of our families come to visit. Like, $10 is going to frame TV. So, that's why we have that separate category. It's empty because we had just bought the dining table that now fits. Currently, it will fit 6 because we have 6 chairs. Eventually, it can fit 8. The frame TV, I've wanted one of these for a very long time. And it's separate from the furnishings because this is like a thing that I want. So, yeah. The next category is extra debt. And this again is one of those like slow burn categories. As I have some extra, I will put money in it. So $10 just to pay off my credit card a little bit faster. Anniversary is right at the front. Our anniversary isn't until next February. It's getting $10, but I want to slowly add to that. We don't know what we're going to do yet. For beauty, this is also one of those categories that I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But beauty is getting $10. I don't know, maybe I'll treat myself to like a fancy facial or something like that. The holiday binder is getting $10, so I will do that next. And then clothing and shoes is getting $5 because I know that one's in here. And this actually has a little savings challenge with it. Oh, this is not the savings challenge that I thought I wanted. We're gonna put this one back. It actually should be the shopping category that has the savings challenge, but I know it has like $5 and $4 challenges, so we're gonna do $5 and bubble this little shopping bag in. And this is just like a fun, easy, quick challenge. Sometimes when I have leftover money in my cash wallet, I will use like the dollar bills and stuff for this because it's just small and easy to do. I'm not going to count this because there's a lot of ones in here. I don't feel like counting it. So that is shopping, and I'm just going to make a note in my binder that this actually went to shopping category. And then the last category is, I'm done with the sinking fun, stuffing those, so I can put those away. But the last thing is my holidays binder, which is getting $10. And I think Easter's past, Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day is next, so I think I'm just going to put it in the Mother's Day category. And these just get stuffed as I find time to do it. I also have a gift category in here, just for general, it's usually just for like birthday gifts and stuff. So however I find a way to use that, you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna add $10 and the balance is $40. So 10, 20, 30, and 40 in Mother's Day. And I'll probably use this to do like flowers or an edible arrangement. I used to do like gifts for my mom, but she has like literally anything, and anything that I get her will just be like a tchotchke of sorts that I don't know what to do with. So if you have any creative ideas for moms that quite literally have everything, do let me know for Mother's Day, because I would really love to do something cool and unique and fun, but I just don't have many ideas for that now. So that is it. We have stuffed everything, and I appreciate you all riding with me. Thanks for watching my first YouTube video. I hope that I get better at doing these, and I hope you all continue to watch them and enjoy them. My motto thing, I guess, is that like you can like and subscribe if you want to, but I'm probably not gonna push that ever. Maybe one day I will, but right now I just wanted to share this stuff with you because I enjoy watching these cash stuffing videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will make sure to catch you all in the next video.